Hi everyone. So this is a video that I recorded the other night, late on the 14th, going into the 15th of December. I wanted to weigh in on the Erica Kirk and Candace Owens personal meeting. And I recorded the video, got it all done, and I did not get a chance to upload it. And by the time I wanted to upload it, I thought, oh, it's already over, and I kind of missed the window. But as I've been thinking about it, and kind of after we saw the aftermath of what happened since the meeting, and Candace went on her live podcast and explained her side of it, I still think that there were some things I picked up on that might be interesting to my viewers kind of in retrospect. In particular, there was a card, there were two cards that come to my mind now looking back on this reading that were really kind of telling, and that was the Six of Wands and the Eight of Swords. And this was on Candace. And what I'm seeing, and I'll let you see this video here in a moment, but what I'm seeing is Candace coming back, talking to her audience that Six of Wands is all about recognition, reward, coming back with information and all of that. But it was heading right into a very challenging, difficult card. And I'm not 100% clear on the dynamics of everything that went on in that meeting, but I do have some concerns, and I think I picked up on a couple of things. Let me know if you pick up on anything in the cards that I pulled and what you think as well, because I'm thinking there's still a little bit of funny business to this whole thing, and something just doesn't quite set well with me, and I couldn't quite put my finger on it and still don't really know exactly what. But I'm gonna go ahead and turn this video over and let you hear what I recorded. This was the night before Erica and Candace sat down for an in-person meeting. Hi everyone, Intuitive Edge here. Welcome once again to my channel. This is where we take an intuitive look at what's going on in our world. So I just saw that Candace Owens and Erica Kirk are going to be meeting in person. And this is going to happen coming up very soon. So I want to do a quick spread on this. I've written out 6 questions that we're going to look at. And so I'm going to shuffle up and get right into this. I'll be right back and we'll get started. All right, so I shuffled up the cards. I wrote out 6 questions. The first question is, how will the meeting go? So are we going to be at a standstill? Is it going to be productive? Is it going to fall apart? What's going to happen? So I got the Temperance card using my Gilded Royale deck. So Temperance is about balance, bringing things into balance. It can be a pause, grace. So that's a little bit hopeful for this meeting. Maybe the back and forth that we've been seeing, this very public drama being played out, is going to kind of be put on hold for a few. How will Erica perceive Candace? Okay, so this is the Strength card. That's very interesting. 2 major arcanas coming out. The Strength is how Erica perceives Candace. Somebody who's strong, somebody who's bold as a lion. Let's just show you that card again. I love the artwork on this deck. But very interesting. All right. How will Candace perceive Erica? The word that I just heard is gatekeeper. This is the Four of Pentacles. This is a card of holding on to what's yours. This is somebody who isn't very forthcoming. When I think of the Four of Pentacles, I think of like guarding your secrets, being territorial. This is mine. This is, so maybe Candace perceives Erica as being very kind of, this is my turf, my stuff, very much about being in control and in charge of her domain and surroundings. Let's see, number 4, what does Candace need to know heading into this? Okay, King of Pentacles. So the King of Pentacles, that's an interesting card. King of Pentacles is the quintessential business person. and very much in charge and in control. And to see this king, sometimes this king can represent the more ruthless side of business, where we're just getting down to business. This is maybe strictly business, nothing personal. So maybe she needs to see this, and maybe she does, but that's probably what she needs to know most, is this is going to be looked at and perceived as strictly business. So interesting. All right. Will the truth be revealed? God, the major arcana is coming out today. This is the Lovers card. The Lovers is about strategic partnerships. And having that next to that King of Pentacles, this is strictly business and business partnership. And that's about the truth being revealed. I'm going to see if I pull in more on that. I feel like there's a message coming through. Hold on. So I paused the video for a moment just to look at this card a little closer, to tune in a little more. This is fascinating to see this Lovers card and this artwork in particular. On the question of will the truth be revealed, to see this, sorry about the glare. To see this card, we have a silhouette, like a ghostly figure of this knight in shining armor. But seeing kind of this ghostly figure of a male just is really interesting when you think about this being about Charlie kind of in the background. And probably still very much a part of this. Will the truth be revealed? There's so much water in this picture, and it feels like the water brings a lot of emotion to the surface, but also a lot of things that are under the surface that are going to stay hidden. I don't think there's going to be a lot of truth. That it feels like there's still a section of truth that is under wraps for now. I don't sense it's coming out anytime soon. But it feels like there's more on that question. The outcome of this meeting is a very interesting card. This is the Five of Swords. Now, this card is about a struggle and a battle, but it's also about a battle being over and picking the hill you want to die on, and whether or not you are ready to walk away from a battlefield and basically take your losses and move forward and move on. This is a battle that really doesn't have any winners. It's like it ended badly, but I think this may be coming to an end, this drama and this saga happening. I don't know if this is going to be we agree to disagree, or we are going our own separate ways on this issue. And the vibe of this card is not of, everybody hug and kumbaya. This is more like, let's part ways and move on. I still feel like, let me look at this for a moment. I still feel like Candace is reluctant to, not even reluctant. I don't feel like she's just not going to choose to give up on Charlie. I don't feel that. And whatever that feels like to her, I don't see that happening. And maybe I could be misinterpreting this card, but it's just the energy it's giving off is like she's picking her battles, and maybe this one section of the battle she's not going to win. As I just feel this connection with Charlie, with Candace. And I feel like she's taking it on herself to continue. That's what I'm feeling. Now, I don't know, maybe they will agree to come to a truce and let bygones be bygones. That's not quite the vibe I feel with this card, but there are enough other positive cards with that temperance, kind of that peace, negotiating peace and holding off and bringing smoothing things out, grace and all of that. Underneath everything is a level of confusion. I've got the Seven of Cups. This is like, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of moving parts, a lot of pieces, and I feel like there's a lot of unanswered questions. I've got a couple more questions. I'm going to write out another spread. We'll be right back and dig a little bit more on this. All right, I shuffled up and wrote out 7 more questions, and we're going to run through these. The first question is a two-parter. It's, will the public come to know the details of the conversation between Erica and Candace? And I put 2 cards on this. One is the card itself. This is a Knight of Swords. This is a messenger. This is about taking action, moving forward. It's a very strong energy, and it's also crossed by a knight. This is the Knight of Pentacles. Now, it's fascinating having 2 knights on this question, because knights, again, are messengers, and they tell us that there's a lot more than meets the eye and a lot going on behind the scenes that we are not privy to as of yet. We need more details and more information to know the full scope and the full truth of what's happening here. But on the question again, will the public come to know the details of the conversation? I would say yes and no with these 2 knight energies. The one knight is this strong energy moving forward. The other knight indicates that some things might be a little bit more murky, a little more slow to get out. So there may be pieces that the public gets to know right away, and then there could be other stuff that comes out later. So it's kind of interesting with these 2 knights. Again, I think it's kind of both, yes and no. All right, next question is, what is the expectation that Erica has for Candace going forward? Okay, interesting. 3 of Wands. Interesting. The 3 of Wands is a card about taking an opportunity. It's about being motivated, about some idea or concept or future thing that you want to do. There may be something that is expected of Candace, like asked of her, that she will do, that she will maybe say on her show. I'm wondering if that's it. The next question is, what do we need to... No, will Candace comply? Will Candace comply with Erica's request? And we get the 6 of Wands. Now, this is super interesting because we have these 2 cards. Again, I'll just show them together. But this card of taking an opportunity, and then this is the card, I call it the card of the triumphal entry. But this person is being recognized, rewarded, and they're moving forward. And I kind of feel like, I mean, this is, I'm just going to go with what I see in the cards, because my brain is trying to argue with me. So I'm just going to go with what the cards are telling me, is that there's going to be something that is laid out that Erica is asking of Candace or expecting of Candace. And I think she will initially agree to it. The next question, however, is, what do we need to know about this? And I get this card. So I don't know what's going on here. And again, we had those 2 knights that are telling us we'll get pieces, but not the whole story. So we're not going to know the full picture of what's really going on. And we're just not. We're just going to have to get used to that. having the Eight of Swords, the card of basically being hemmed in, being restricted. I don't know if this is a trap, if there's some sort of trap for Candace, like she's being asked to not speak about something, and so she agrees initially, but it's actually designed to control her. Or if Candace is simply agreeing to do something. But either way, this card, restriction. Initially, I don't really like that. I don't know what this is exactly telling me, but I don't like the feel of it. Okay, last two cards are, what is the hidden truth? The hidden truth is the Chariot. So Chariot is all about moving forward, moving on, full steam ahead. And this is the energy of this. If something comes out and says anything to the contrary, that this is all just going to go away, it's going to blow over, I don't know. But I would think anything we hear that is not, this is the hidden. This is the hidden. Full steam ahead, moving forward. And that's the truth. So we might get a narrative or a story that looks like maybe things are just going to calm down, or things are going to just go back to the way they were. And I don't think so. This is full steam ahead. The outcome is the Queen. One of them is going to basically come out on top over this. And maybe I'm trying to rationalize this in my head and figure this out. And I don't know if I can do that. I think I just need to stick with what the cards are feeling to me right now. This Queen she is the master of her domain. She's the master of her emotions, and she's very calm, cool, and collected, and she knows what she wants, and that's the outcome. It feels like some type of peace deal coming forward, moving forward with some type of peace deal. The thing I don't like is that Eight of Swords on what do we need to know, because there's something that's not good about this at all, and I don't know what this is. And I'm hoping that this is not some type of trap, or getting somebody to agree to something and then having expectations that, I don't know. I think I need to leave this here. Let's see what the bottom of the deck shows. The High Priestess. Ooh, High Priestess is all about intuition, going within, the inner world, the inner workings. So this could be an interesting meeting. And unfortunately, I don't think we're going to know the whole story. And maybe someday down the road, we'll get a little bit more information. But this was a very public drama to kind of drag all of us through. It would be nice to have the full truth and have everything be transparent, since we were all a part of this. Yes, I know that these two women have had a spat and they wanted to settle things behind closed doors. I get that, but at the same time, they included all of us in this. And I feel like we should be a little more privy to what's being asked, what's being expected, and what's going forward from here. Don't keep the public in the dark when you dragged us through this whole thing. That's my opinion. Okay. All right, I guess that's it. We'll see how this kind of pans out. It'll be interesting. All right, thanks everybody. I'll check in on another video. Bye for now.